are back again, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking at another video, another guy, another politician from the EFF who was in the EFF, now he's in the MK party, playing a big role in the MK party. We all know him. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it is very good to know, that there are updates that are coming. They get interviewed, after some drama and stuff like that. Now, we are going to listen to Mr. Shivambo. Now, Mr. Shivambo is in an interview with, obviously, Newsroom and also the presenter there. That lady, of course, I'm talking about, right? Anyway, let me not talk about that. But it's about politics, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a listen to Mr. Shivambo. He was asked about a lot of things. So I hope that you are going to enjoy the video. While you are doing that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can share the video. If you can invite your friends, invite them. Take me to 5,000 subscribers. I would be very happy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Hope you enjoy. Let's get to it.
Finding your leadership style to be in the Umkhonto weSizwe party?
No, look, when I did not renew my membership of the EFF and then I joined Umkhonto weSizwe, in the early stages, I actually had posted on social media to say that this is the best decision I have ever taken politically, and I still stick by that joining Umkhonto weSizwe is the best decision that I've ever taken in my political life, because I got to learn from the rich experience of President Zuma and many other leaders of Umkhonto weSizwe. I got to even have a much more nuanced understanding of the politics of South Africa, of the continent and the world, and of course enrich out of a broadly theoretical perspective which we had before. I think it was a necessary and a better, far much more qualitative decision that we took to participate in Umkhonto weSizwe, and we continue to learn and be guided by President Zuma, who deeply understands our people and is in constant communication and touch with ordinary people in many parts of South Africa, but also has got a proper and correct appreciation of what is happening in the continent, in the African diaspora, and in the progressive world. So it's so far so good in terms of Umkhonto weSizwe.
So with all those letters flying around, that you've been removed, or that you are possibly resigning, let's clarify that. Are you leaving, or have you been told that any moment from now you could be removed as Secretary General of the Umkhonto weSizwe party?
So I'm Secretary General of Umkhonto weSizwe now. Yeah. There is no letter which was written by the president, because there have been people, we don't know where they're from now, whether they're from inside the MK or it's external forces that are trying to sow divisions within the organization, who write fake letters.
With your letterhead?
In the name, yes, they've been doing that. But actually,
where do they get that? It sounds like it's coming from inside.
So to show that there's a possibility that it may be external forces. So inside Umkhonto weSizwe, everyone else knows that the logo of Umkhonto weSizwe has to have a gold circle around it.
Right.
But the fake letters have not been having a letterhead with a gold circle, and it has never been used anywhere else. So all the logos of the letterheads of Umkhonto weSizwe have had gold circle, but the ones that are fake letters, almost all of them have had either a black or a white circle around the logo of the organization. And the other thing is that I'll never resign from Umkhonto weSizwe.
Never.
Even if I'm not in any of its leadership structures. I did not join Umkhonto weSizwe to lead it. I joined Umkhonto weSizwe to be a member, to campaign for its ideals and a program and vision, because I think that the manner in which it's conceptualized and how President Zuma get to explain what Umkhonto weSizwe is to all of us, it's a far much more noble perspective that let us constitute a fresh national liberation movement which will draw the best lessons from the struggles against colonialism and apartheid, from the former liberation movement, which will take as well the Freedom Charter and attain all its objectives, because those that were mandated by history have failed dismally to do so, which will also have an appreciation of what the Black Consciousness Movement did, which will have an appreciation of what Pan-Africanism in the South African context stood for, which will also have appreciation of those who fight for economic freedom in our lifetime stands for, because there's a proper illustration that he gives that us as Black people, we stand for same aspirations because we coincidentally and collectively are oppressed by the system of colonialism and apartheid. So there is no need for us to be stratified into small and viable fiefdoms called political organizations.
Let's talk about how you would characterize right now your relationship with the leader of the MK party, President Jacob Zuma. I mean, how are things there? Are you in the dog box after visiting Shepherd Bushiri in Malawi? I mean, the Daily Maverick is reporting that you're at odds with the leaders, and you claimed that he'd given you his blessing.
No, look, do you know, as a Secretary General and like all other Secretaries General and provincial secretaries and regional secretaries would do, there is nothing which I do without informing the president. There is no political program that I engage myself in without making the president aware. And there is no decision that I communicate to the membership of MK and externally without the president knowing.
So he was aware prior to you getting on a plane and going to Malawi. I want us to be specific about that.
Yeah, let me be specific about that. So when we went to the inauguration of the president of Namibia, Comrade Triple N, she's known as Triple N, in Namibia. So after the inauguration, when we were now at the tables where they were serving lunch after the official inauguration, I did say that we were sitting with former President Joyce Banda and the former President Masisi of Botswana. So Joyce Banda is the former president of Malawi.
Yes.
And then the incumbent president, deputy president of Malawi called Michael Usi. And they both kept on saying that we want to have engagement with MK, and the president says that the Secretary General is here. He must interact through the Secretary General. If there's going to be further engagement, let's have through the Secretary General. I then went to Malawi during the Easter weekend for political engagements with former President Joyce Banda and current Deputy President Michael Usi. There's elections in Malawi in September.
Yes.
So there were discussions about a variety of issues which are not due for public communication in terms of the approach of the Malawi question. But that was primarily the whole thing. And one thing which I never apologized on and I will never apologize on is when I went to see Prophet Shepherd Bushiri and then he said, let's go to church. I said, I will go to church. I'm like those who say that I am glad when they say unto you, let us go into the house of the Lord. I'm compliant.
Despite the concerns of him evading arrest and what that means for the MK party and what it stands for and constitutionalism and upholding the rule of law.
I honestly
I mean, those are genuine. You can admit those were genuine concerns, right?
No, I think they were misplaced actually. Like I think there was just unnecessary misplaced exuberance around it because I'm not responsible for law enforcement in South Africa, one, but two, as a matter of fact, there is no court ruling in Malawi within the criminal justice system that links both countries that has instructed that he must be deported to South Africa. If there was such, he would be hiding in Malawi, then that would have made him a fugitive. But currently there is no such because I said in one other interview that if anything, the Malawian government provides security through the state to Prophet Shepherd Bushiri in terms of what he does. There are so many projects that is involved in there which is supported by government and in full collaboration with the government. And the South African government is fully aware of that. It has got nothing to do with me. And you know, going to religious institutions is a personal choice of anyone who can do. I go to so many religious institutions. I go to even religious institutions whose faith I don't associate with for different reasons that we have to do, and we have to listen to different people. But I attended the Jesus Nation Church in Malawi because I had to listen to the sermon on the Easter weekend of 2025, and I don't think that there was anything wrong with that. Like, if South African government
from
wants
an optics perspective, yes,
if South African government is looking for Shepherd Bushiri, they know what process to follow, and doesn't have to do anything with Floyd. There's no Floyd Shivambu who is going to enforce any law, because I do not have the permissibility and the constitutional or legal legislative right to could enforce any law in South Africa.
But Floyd Shivambu is building up an organization. Floyd Shivambu is part of building the credibility of the Umkhonto weSizwe party.
Yes.
And where I'm going with this is that there have been many instances where some would say, sure, I mean,
but
Bushiri aside, no.
I don't know if this it is the best well to want to speak about what issue when there's so many other things to speak about.
And that's where I'm going with it, if you let me finish my question. Because there have been many instances where there seems to be internal ructions, and you've even detailed when you were still in the Youth League, you detailed each year of the ANC up until 100 years. I mean, right now, where the MK party is, you're just a little over a year old, and there's been...
Gentlemen, so I really don't know what do you think about that. Well, to be honest with you guys, we all know that sometimes when it comes to politicians, whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter how controversial a person is or a figure is, whether it's Bushiri, whether it's Omotoso or whatever, Politicians in most cases, they find themselves in a dilemma of, involving themselves with certain people that maybe are controversial at that moment, and then maybe because other people, they are looking at that issue at that moment is trending, and you have this poor political figure who goes to a place where the controversy is happening. Sometimes, in most cases, people, they take it wrongly. Okay, now, well, he did say that he doesn't do anything without informing Mr. Zuma, so he knew that Mr. Zuma actually, Mr. Zuma knew that he was going there. All right. And I remember there was a guy who was interviewed, I think it was an analyst, that he did say actually that there is no way that Mr. Shivambu would actually leave to see Mr. Bushiri without Mr. Zuma knowing. It's impossible, okay? It doesn't happen. I don't think that will be a good thing on the side of the Secretary General, okay? Anyway, I don't know, guys, what do you think about that, okay? You might look at it and be like, yeah, but he could have waited, and, well, some people, they don't care, guys. Some people, they don't care what you say. And I know some of you, you want politicians to behave according to what you want them to behave. Sometimes they don't. And sometimes they don't even care what you say, because they know that at the end of the day, they are public figures, they are politicians, yes, but they know that they've got their own lives, Besides the politics, they are human beings, and they've got their own lives. You may ask me, what do you think about this thing? Where you went to Bushiri, whatever. To be honest with you, I don't know, okay? I don't know, because there's nothing happening with Bushiri. We hear about announcements, this, that, and that, and that. We don't know what is going on, okay? I'm not going to judge him. I'm not going to say, he was wrong, because I don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what do you think in the comment section. And you can please like the video. You can subscribe to the channel. I will keep on asking until I get to 5,000 subscribers. And maybe I will stop. And maybe you'll just subscribe. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. You have a good day.